For over a century, the figure of Ernesta Thot, a Styrian-Polish art curator, has been one of the many greats of contemporary art lost in the depths of history. Aside from fringe characters and personalities like charlatans or misfits, schizophrenics and mystics, no one considered, referred to, or explored her ideas or similar ideas. In this way, she came to be forgotten, lost and adrift in time, on the tides of history for so long.
I am Ernesta Thot. Today no one remembers me anymore. Even I myself no longer remember when exactly I was born. As with other exceptional characters, it all started after an unfortunate, completely unexpected incident. I fainted while walking in the garden, having choked on the scent of a strange golden flower. What makes this story even more remarkable is that these dates coincided with the alleged illness and death of Michael Sancziwoj, the Prince of Polish alchemy. Alchemy was something very important to me. So was art, especially modern art. All my life I believed that art and alchemy were connected, just as I believed that modern art had a lot to do with magic and esotericism. I was not alone in this belief. The Theosophists attached great importance to art. Likewise, the Surrealists, the Romantics too. The alchemists, by means of art, are said to have hidden all their wisdom in the tarot cards. I have always dreamt of reading their signs. I have written a manifesto on this subject. I called it the Alchemy Manifesto. Unfortunately, through my absent-mindedness, it fell into a pond in my garden where small goldfish ate it. I am trying to remember what I wrote in it, but now I'm just a ghost. I was never alone in this belief in the connectivity of modernity with alchemy and magic. My thinking continued with I don't know how consciously Marcel Duchamp, who compared his ready-made to the philosopher's stone. For the alchemist, the stone is familiar to all men, both young and old, is found in the country, in the village, in the town, in all things created by God. Yet it is despised by all. Rich and poor handle it every day. It is cast into the street by servant maids. Children play with it, yet no one prizes it. When I read these words, I always involuntarily thought of ready-made. But I also thought, didn't Elsa von Freytag-Loringhoven get mixed up in all this again? Art like alchemy is matter and imagination. A rumor, a slip of the tongue, and a mistake says more about the world than the rigid truth. Fiction leads you to the truth. Art is faith, but so is procedure. From beyond history, from beyond time, you will extract the essence of art. Art is the philosopher's stone. Listen to women's spectres. Search, wonder, get lost, question what you think you know. Art, like alchemy, has the power to transform one thing into another. Like an artist, the alchemist has the power to create the world and give it new meaning. I must try to remember what I wrote there, but only you can help me with that. I no longer have the body to leaf through books. Sometimes I can only tell you something. When I was young, I dreamt of being like the great daughters of alchemy. I was inspired by Maria Prophetessa, known as Maria the Jewess, Cleopatra the alchemist, Madeira and Tafnutia, but also the Virgin Paphnoutia. From Cleopatra's story, I have taken my own version of the draft of the Chrysopoeia of Cleopatra, a mysterious document with Ouroboros, a symbol of oneness with the cosmos and eternal return, which was found with me after an unfortunate stroll in the garden. Unlike the forgotten alchemists and artists, I needed the words of others to tell my story. That's why I started listening to the spirits and watched as they led me through the labyrinths of art. During my imagined, as well as real, conversations about art exhibitions, I became convinced that they were being created based on the scheme of the alchemical Operation Sun. This consisted of 3 phases that would lead to the emergence of the Philosopher's Stone. The Nigredo phase was identified with the primordial state of matter and was the symbol of the eternal death. This Massa Confusia, mixed mass, was, despite appearances, a harbinger of future glory and rebirth. The second stage was the process by which the Massa Confusia returned to its initial form. Only now it would be white in color, having been purified by the fire of the first stage. Due to the white color, this stage was called albedo. The third stage was called rubedo, during which the white mass would become red in color. The first stage of this alchemical transformation in the exhibition building process was research. Like a nocturnal butterfly, I often wandered around artists' studios, libraries, and antique shops, and out of this still formless mass, I tried to select what moved my heart. Later, I would lock up these treasures in cellars or attics, only to return to them after some time to look at them. How could I have been wrong, when even the walls of the gallery were white and it was there, on the pedestal, in the glass display case, behind the windows, on the platforms? That art was regaining its value and meaning. I did not believe in the randomness of these clues. The final stage of these transformations, the final result of my hard work, the opus magnum, was the rubedo, the ultimate exaltation, involving the manifestation and revelation of art by its follower. You may ask me why alchemy. What attracted me to it was that, initially considered a science, over time it became, in popular opinion, something crazy, irrational. Was it therefore something dangerous? Perhaps someone decided that alchemical knowledge was incompatible with our world. After all, the same thing was done to us women. They took away our power and voice. They wanted to deprive us of the power of uncontrolled creation. I think there is something unfair about it. Modernity wanted to deprive us of irrationality, and yet not everything can be explained so easily. I have always believed that you have to go after what seems unusual in order to understand the world through it. I wanted to go after symbols, signs that are not always so easy to unravel what is certain, to look into the disk of the sun and go blind for a moment, so as never to look or read in the same way again. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe I've read too many books about magic, spells, spirits, alchemy and theosophy, but I believe that what seems made up also contains some truth. And is it really made up? After all, for artists such as Julia Stabowska, Luna Drexler, Zofia Baltarowicz-Dzielinska, Jadwiga Siedlecka, modern art was linked to something transcendent. And not only for them. It is necessary to recall these voices, these figures. All my life I have been searching for just such artists. I wanted to show their art. Unfortunately, I did not have enough time to do it all. My interest in alchemy gave me the romantic, but by extension frenetic power to make a physical, spiritual, and intellectual impact on the world. Alchemy has always been an activity to combine science with art and literature. This is why I started writing and connecting seemingly incompatible threads together. This is why I believe that the spirits of our ancestors can take us far. Also towards our inner self. Since the past was taken away from them, we must give them the future. I don't have the strength to say any more. If you have a question, write a letter. I will answer from that side. I promise. Today, don't ask anything else. Just think of me. Ernesta Thot.